Greetings from Kanab on a cold but blue sky winter day. Here's the house from Aspen. It is on the corner of McAllister and Aspen. So that crossroad there is McAllister. Where I'm parked, there it is a small circular drive, so you can pull out onto that other road of McAllister. I think that's nice because we've been emailing about how you could convert this into a garage, and so you would still have parking that wouldn't just be blocking you in. Now the mature landscape is just really valuable. I feel like it adds a lot to this home. There's some mature trees that are obviously evergreen trees. I believe this is called an Arizona cypress, and then these are a pine. But I believe they are very water-wise, and they just really make this feel enclosed and secluded, I guess is really the word. I also wanted to point out the proximity of the neighbors in general. These properties are about 1/3 of an acre. This house next door has a nice chain link fence, as does the back door neighbor. And so I'll show you over here, the side yard's not fenced in. The backyard is nicely fenced in, but I'm wondering if there would definitely be an option to expand the backyard if you needed a bigger yard. So I'll just show you really briefly. Nice paved walkway to that other driveway. Nice mature landscaping. And to my knowledge, it's all pretty water-wise. I believe these grasses just kind of need to be cut down after they're done, so I think you can do it in the fall or the spring. And then they just completely come back in these big clumps. But I don't think the video is going to do this part justice of how enclosed this really is. We'll end in the backyard, but for now, this is the evaporative cooler here. My understanding from the listing agent is that a new HVAC system has been installed. And so I don't believe you'd need to use that evaporative cooler, but it's there if you should want it. All right, coming on inside. So we have the great room here is sort of dining, living, and kitchen. I believe that these cabinets would be original. Obviously, that's not the original paint job, but it's fun. Everything in the kitchen here seems to be pretty operational. That's not a stain, that's just a loose piece of plastic. But the drawers seem to open and close just fine. There's that built-in cutting board here. So I don't believe that you'd need to do new cabinets. And maybe these are the colors that are right up your alley, I don't know. But they did a lot of fun little touches, like these ceramic light switch plates and things like that. All right, so another question that you had. Oh, first off, backing up, front door there. I hope I'm not making you motion sick. Electric stove. I don't believe that there's any propane in the house. Now, we don't have natural gas in Kanab, but propane is the gas option. I'm not seeing anything in here that says gas to me. Electric hot water heater, and I would believe that the dryer is also electric. But with that shelf on top, I can't quite tell. You'd wondered if there was space for a cat box in here. I think you could put one right there, or do a stackable washer dryer and really have more space. Now it looks like there used to be a door in here, but when you open it up, it was probably right in the way. So they put a curtain here, which I think is kind of a good idea. Sticking with that yellow and blue theme. All right, so we'll end in the backyard, as I said before, but we'll give you a little glimpse. So I think that this would be a good option for that third bedroom because it already has a concrete pad back there. Older fireplace, nice and small. I think that this would be perfect for the size of the house. Here's my hand for scale. So it would be pretty small logs that you'd be putting in there. However, my understanding with this particular kind of wood burning stove is that there are fins inside of here that just radiate the heat. And so I believe they're pretty efficient for not being a modern fireplace. aside from the fun colors, if those are not your colors, I do think the rest of the house could stand to be painted. I think it's coming through in the video. There's just some marks, like maybe they had a tall chair in the corner there. Looks like they had like lights hung up or something. And so there are little hooks and things like that. So that's pretty standard though. I mean, even when I've sold homes that have been freshly painted, sometimes, you know, someone comes in and wants it a whole nother color. So I can understand why the seller didn't paint it. But that's the biggest thing in my opinion that it needs. All right, so when we come in through the hallway here, we'll walk right into the one bathroom, excuse me. The secondary bedroom's on that side, and then the primary bedroom and bathrooms over there. Now, one of your questions was if the bathrooms had been modernized, at least a new pedestal sink in here, shelf, light fixture. I'm not sure if the toilet's old or not. And that fiberglass insert seems like it's probably original to the home. It's in fair condition. It's hard to say. I don't think it was ever quite white. It was probably like that taupe white that used to be popular. But you know, you could just add some tile on the top of it and that would kind of give it some new life and then be done. And then here's the other bedroom. I believe a queen size bed would fit pretty comfortably in here with end tables on either side. Pretty good size closet. The doors both closed. I just left that one open so you could see the size. Some built-in shelving as well. All right, we'll head this way into the primary bedroom. So I believe that there's room for a king size bed with 2 side tables as well in here. We do have double closets. I believe in the floor right there is the access to the crawl space. And then back towards the door, there is sort of a bonus area there for a dresser or whatever, furniture you might need. And then this bathroom, at least this whole shower has definitely been redone with slate. And so this is technically a 3/4 bathroom because there's no tub, but it's quite a nice renovation. The slate is really pretty. Looks like a more modern toilet in here. I believe those are the original countertops. Original vanity. I believe this looks like a newer Formica countertop though. And then we have these saloon doors to give a little bit of privacy, but obviously not much. And then this window too looks into the backyard, into that pergola area. So I suppose if you did renovate, you'd lose this window if you enclosed that room. But so you might just want to put a window on that wall instead if you were to put a 3rd bedroom in there. I believe that's a fire safety that you do need a bedroom window. Okay, but really the views off the back are even more secluded, and so I think that that's a fair option. All right, so coming outside, my understanding is that the seller bought this in 2018. I believe the person who bought it in 2018, the seller, put in this pergola and this little backyard. So we've got 3 gates in the backyard, pretty low maintenance, 6-foot high fencing. So a fence to the backyard, a gate, and then 2 man gates on either side as well. And then the backyard does extend quite a ways. So you can see that chain link fence there, that's the neighboring house there, and then there is a frost-free hydrant in the middle of the frame. Let's see if I can kind of point it out right there. And there's also some garden boxes down there. Now, if you wanted to grow a vegetable garden, I would recommend having it in a fenced area because we do have deer and bunnies who like to contribute. All right, that concludes our tour. Please let me know what other specific questions come up. This is the primary bedroom right here. And so that's what I was saying. You could put a new window in there if you were to enclose this area. Again, those are more concerns for your contractor. I'm just trying to point out the things that I could see. This is nicely sloped or ramped. And so we'd want to ask the contractor if this would become a crawl space underneath or if they'd need to break out some of that concrete, just because it takes up too much room, too much square footage if this was to be a bedroom. But other than that, it's a really quaint little house. I think it's got some nice touches, like the ceramic light switch covers, and then these little stained glass lights are consistent. And so I think that's kind of fun, at least on the exterior, they're consistent. Happy to have any other questions answered for you that come up. Just let me know.